Okay, quick recap what we did last time. So we spoke about what exactly are the different types of merge we have. We spoke about merge no fast forward. In merge no fast forward, all individual commits are preserved and a new merge commit is created. Basically, this will help you illustrate how exactly the work has developed and how the pull request was created and what was the commit created. So this is the best way. So if you don't understand anything what merge step to select, this is the one you have to go with. Okay, merge no fast forward. 80% of time this is the commit type which you will be using in reality also. So keep that in mind. The next is squash. Squash is basically it will squash your history into one single commit. So all your history will get squashed and a new single commit will be created. This is more basically used when you want to avoid unnecessary history and you don't want unnecessary history in your branches. At that time, you can go and use squash. Okay. Third is rebase. So let's go and see what exactly is rebase. Let me go and create one more PR, that's pull request. Okay, let's go ahead and create that. This is not the account. This one is the account. Okay. Okay, let me create one more branch first because there's one more practical I need to do. So let's name it as feature 123. This is out of main master. I'll create one more branch. Okay. Now let me create a PR between develop and master. So if you see my master is behind, the develop is ahead. So let me create a PR develop and master. So again, same story. These are the two commits which is not there in my master also. These are the commit, these are the file. Let me show you again one more time. Okay. Now if you see this guys, these are the two commits, testing compare, edit develop file. And if you come back into master, those are the two commit which is not over here. Okay, keep this in mind. Now this is the PR got created. Let me name it as merge to master. I'll just add this commits, create. Okay. Now if I do go and do a complete type is rebase and fast forward. So what exactly is rebase and fast forward? Let's understand that first. Before that, I think there's some question in the chat. I'm not okay. So you tried cloning your remote, but you're not getting a prompt of entering credentials. So is it getting cloned automatically, or you're facing any issues cloning? It's not getting cloned or something like that. So if it is getting cloned, Victoria, most probably the credentials are already there in your Windows machine. I cannot clone. What is the error? Post that after trying to clone. Any authentication error, anything as such? So there's error. If there's some error, let me know. Unable to access. This is could not resolve. First project unable to access. Unable to access. This is access issue only, Victoria. So it should prompt you for a user ID password. If not, then let me show you guys your user ID and password are already might be present. So you can just remove it from your Windows machine. This is specific for Windows I'm talking about. Go to creds in your search, look for creds, then you get something like this, credential manager, and you need to go and delete your existing user ID and password if there's anything. You can go to Windows credentials. Over here you will find something like dev.azure.com. Do you see I got two accounts? You just have to go and remove it. Yeah, that is the issue. You have already set up GitHub on your local, that means. That is the issue, and it is taking your GitHub account. So if you want, you can just remove the GitHub account and just clone your first repo. Okay, try that. Okay guys, where were we? We were talking about rebase and fast forward. Now what exactly is rebasing? Let's understand that. Rebase, what exactly it does, it will take each individual commit in the pull request and cherry pick them on the destination branch. Now what exactly this means? In rebase, whenever you do a rebase, what exactly happen? Each individual commit is pulled and it is placed on top of your destination branch. Let me show you with a demo. Now, if you go to a develop branch, this is a difference, correct? Testing, compare, and edit develop file. These are the two commit which is different from your master branch. Now, in rebase, in fast forward, if you do a rebase and fast forward, what will happen? This two commit, this testing, compare, and develop, this two commit will be cherry picked. This two commit will be cherry picked, and it will be simply placed on top of this master branch commit. That's it. Nothing else will happen. No new commit will be created, nothing will be created. It will be a simple linear commit history. It will simply pick those two commits which is different, and it will placed on top of this head. This pointer is the head right now, so it will be placed on top of this head. That's it. That is rebase for you. When the strategy is used, history is straight and linear like it with squash, but each individual commit is retained. So if you see this graph, this was the how the work has flown. But when the rebase has happened, simply this commit and this commit was placed on the head of your destination branch. That's it. No new commit, no squashing. Your history is preserved, but there's no new commit got created. By doing a rebase, later if you come and see the history, you'll not even come to know that there was a PR, or because there's no new commit getting created. That is what rebasing means. Simply the commits from your source branch will be picked and placed on the top of your destination branch. Okay, understood what is rebase? Now if you want to see, let's do a rebase and see it. Done. Now if I come back, refresh this, this is my master branch. Do you see the master branch? It looks exactly the same like your develop branch now. Now if you see the develop branch, it's the same thing. If you come to the master again, see this. This is what rebasing means. Understood? So rebasing,
Which
this is what,
condition?
yeah, tell me.
Yeah, it means in which condition we need to do this rebase.
Okay, rebase is a very, now the technicality, if you talk about why you should avoid rebasing on public repository, because it changes your index file. There is a change happens which happens in your index file. Okay, so you should avoid doing rebasing when you're doing it in a public repository. When I say public repository, when there are multiple other developers. Okay, So if there's any specific criteria wherein you don't need any new merge commit bubble to be created, you don't want to squash the history and anything as such, then in that condition you'll be using Rebase. Okay, very rarely, because it plays with your index file, so very rarely you will be playing with, you will be doing Rebase. Okay, but still there is an option of rebasing. Rebasing will simply get you those differential commit, that's it. Okay, so if you have any such requirement in your project wherein a rebase could be a possible option, at that time you can use rebasing. Okay, so these all strategy, it's up to what type of project you're working on, what type of scenarios you're facing, and what is the developer's requirement. Based on that, you'll be coming up with the solutions. You will be deciding which merge type to select. Hence I said mostly you'll be using the first one, merge no fast forward, and the squash rebase very hardly, frankly speaking, very hardly. But yeah, there is an option of rebasing, just keep that in mind. Okay, hope that helps. Okay, now we got the fourth one. Let's go back. Now I will do a develop to feature the new branch which I've just created. So this new branch I've created just for this option. We got two files, same thing, same story. If I go back and show you the develop history, this is how it looks. And if I go back to feature 123, this is how it looks. Now what exactly is this semi-linear? Let me go back and show you the pull request. Merge with feature 123. These two commits, let's go and create it. Now the fourth type is semi-linear. So semi-linear rebase source commit onto target and create two parent merge. So what exactly semi-linear is? It's a combination of rebase and merge no fast forward. So what exactly it will do? Rebase source commit onto target and create two parent merge. What exactly it means? Let's see this. So semi-linear is a mix of rebasing and merge. The first commit type, guys, wherein the complete history was getting preserved and a new merge commit was getting created. So this is a combination of rebasing and merge. So what will happen in rebasing? What was happening? All the source commit was getting placed on top of the destination commit, one thing. And what the merge was doing? It was creating a new commit bubble. The same thing will happen over here. So your source commit will be placed. So this is how your work has evolved. This is you have done the work. Okay. Now these two commits are placed over here. And finally, there's a new merge bubble is getting created. That's it. So first the commit and the pull requests are rebased on top of the master branch. Then those rebase pull requests are merged into the destination branch. Combination of rebase and merge. Rebase will simply pull the commit and place it on the top of the destination branch. And this merge, what it will do, it will simply create a new merge bubble for you. That is what happening over here. This strategy is best used for retrieving individual commits and for viewing how the work has evolved. But instead of just being rebased, a merge bubble is also shown so that you can immediately see the work in your each pull request. So this is for viewing how the work exactly has evolved. So instead of just doing rebasing is just showing you how the work has evolved. It's not creating any new bubble or anything as such. But with semi-linear, it will also create a new merge bubble for you. It shows how the work has evolved by creating the pull request. That is semi-linear merge. Semi-linear merge is nothing but it's a mix of rebasing and merge. Now let's go and see how exactly it looks like. By the name semilinear, we have pretty much assured that this is not a linear graph. It will be a different graph. Done. Let's see the refresh it. Now see the graph. So first rebase has happened. So this to commit got placed on top of your destination branch, followed by a new merge bubble got created. This is semi-linear merge for you guys. Okay, are we good? Anyone any question? These are the four merge type which you will come across. The first is merge no fast forward, second squash, third rebase, fourth semi-linear. Merge no fast forward, the complete history is preserved and a new merge bubble is created. Squash, the complete history is squashed and a new commit is created. Rebase, only the source commit is placed directly on the top of your destination branch. That's it. Nothing else happens. And semi-linear is a mix of rebase and merge. So the source commit is placed on the top of your destination head along with a new merge bubble gets created. Are we good with it? Anyone, any questions, any doubt with all this merge type, what we have done? And again, answering to your question, whether which merge, which strategy to select when. So this is all we'll discuss when we do the branching and merging strategy. So mostly we'll do the branching and merging strategy tomorrow, guys. So at that time, we will discuss where to use what. Okay. Just to assure you, mostly you'll be using merge no fast forward, and the second, the most you will be using squash. After that, rebase. Last but not the least, semi-linear. That is the sequence. First two is very important. Merge no fast forward and squash. Just keep that in mind. Okay, if anyone has any questions, please do let me know, or else we can move on to the next topic.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, means we are using a Bitbucket for the pushing the code and all these things. So in that we are using the UI like the Azure that you are currently, and then the Git tool also. So can we use the same means if we are using a multiple branching strategy and means to do the push and pull request? So can we do the same things via Git tool also?
Yes. So all this, whatever strategy I have showed you guys, these are not the strategy of Azure Repos or anything as such. You can use the same strategy from the command line also. Like for the fast forward, there is a flag called --ff from the command line. So all this squash, there is an option of get restore, then you can squash your multiple commits into one single commit. So all these options are available on the command line. But let me tell you, if you're using any of this merge type, such advanced merge type, mostly you will be using through the user interface, graphical user interface, not from the command line. So hence I'm showing it from the Azure Repos perspective. Okay, but just to answer your question, yes, this can all be done using command line also. So Git has a rich command set. Whatever you do from your GUI, same thing can be easily done using command line.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks.
no problem. Okay, guys, so let's move on to the next set of topics wherein we'll understand cherry picking. So we did cherry picking also from the command line, remember? And reset. How do we do a reset in Git? So let's do a cherry picking first, then we'll do the reset. So for cherry picking, let me create multiple files because all my branches are same now. So I'll have to go and create files. I'll name it as cherry1. So let's name it as okay. So this is the new commit we created in my develop branch. Now let's go back and create one more file. Name it as cherry2. Okay, we got these two new commits now, cherry 1 and cherry 2. Now cherry picking concept we all know now, correct? Cherry picking concept wherein you pick specific commit. Now, how do I apply cherry picking concept in Azure Repos directly? From the command line, we all know how we do it. Git cherry pick, and you need to be in the destination branch, and you just have to put your source branch. That is how cherry picking happens. That is, we have seen it. Now, how do we do cherry picking in directly from Azure Repos? So, in order to just imagine the scenario, I want to cherry pick only this particular commit 8DD13, and I need to put this into my release branch. Just take an example. If I go with this strategy, what pull request PR strategy which we were doing till now, what will happen? Both the commits will get placed into my release branch. If you want to see it, let me create a new pull request and let me put it inside my release branch. Now what is happening? Both my files, 1 and cherry pick 2, both are getting placed in my release branch. This is something I don't want. What is my request? I want only this cherry pick 1 should be part of my PR. That's it. How do we do it? Let's go and go back to the commit and let's go back to cherry pick 1. I'm inside cherry pick 1 right now. Okay. Now, if you come down at the top, there is an option cherry pick over here. Okay. So if you just click over here, what will happen? It will ask for your target branch where exactly you want to merge. So I want to merge it with release branch. Now what is happening over here, guys? A new branch is getting created. What is happening? A new branch is getting created, and this branch is getting created based out of the commit ID. Now let me show you this. Give me 1 minute. So this branch is basically getting created based out of the commit ID. So this is your commit ID which got created, and this is your destination branch where the cherry pick is happening. Now what exactly has happened? Let's see that. This is a new branch which is getting created, and this new branch has only this commit, guys. This new branch which is getting created, this new branch has only this commit. Now why this new branch is getting created? Let me show you that. Let me select the target again. Now the new branch what got created automatically. Now do you see this is a PR form? It's a pull request form which got created. Now in your pull request form, what is your source? Is the new branch which got created. The source is the new branch which got created, and the destination branch is the release branch. And this new branch has only one commit, cherry pick 1. This is how cherry picking will work on Azure Repos. Okay, a PR got created. Now from here onward is the same story. You do a complete, do select whatever merge type you want. You select squash. I select squash over here. And now let me show you this post completion options also. So complete associated work item. So if there's any user stories, anything as such linked with your this PR, and if you want to close that automatically, then you can select this box. What will happen? That work item will get closed automatically. So we haven't covered work item option yet till now. So don't worry, this is something I'll cover later. But just keep in mind, if I check this box, that work item, so work item basically is nothing but it's a ticket. Just assume it's a ticket which is assigned to a developer for doing this work, and he has completed that work. And if he wants to close the status of the ticket automatically, then he can check this box. Okay, I'll cover this work item in great details, don't worry guys. Delete this temporary branch after merging. So this is a temporary branch. Surely you need to have this option checked because this branch was created automatically. We haven't created this branch by ourselves. Okay, this was created automatically. So if you want to delete this branch after merging, you can surely do it. Okay, customize merge commit. If you want to have a customized message, whatever message you have whatever message you have put at the beginning, and if you want to customize that, you can do it from here. Okay, now I can simply do a commit. Now if I go back to my release branch, do you see this cherry pick one got created? This is because Squash, it's only one single commit. Okay, now if I go back and see the files, I will have the cherry pick one file in my release branch. Perfect. This is what cherry picking means, and this is how cherry picking will be done in. So cherry picking is done. Any confusion with cherry picking and all? Any doubt, guys? Okay, let's
Cherry
move
pick
on
is
to.
always deleted in the release branch or any branch. May I know?
You can do it in any branch. Just an example I was showing. You can, if you want to cherry pick to a feature branch, you can do it. To the main branch, you can do it. There's no restriction as such.
Okay, thank you.
You can place restriction later. I'll talk about the policies and rules and things like that later. But for now, there's no such restriction. You can put it wherever you want. Okay. Now the next concept which we did from the command line was reset. Now think of a scenario that whatever you have cherry picked in your release branch, it has some issues, some bug. Now this source code needs to be removed from your release branch. How exactly will you do it? This source code needs to be removed from your release branch. Now now from the command line, what we were doing? We were doing git reset, commit ID or head and the caret set, correct? And we were removing the history from the release branch. Now how exactly you will remove things from your release branch using Azure Repos? So for doing that, this is the commit which we did, correct? Added cherry 1. I'll go inside this. There is an option of revert. This is the option which you need to select, revert. Now what this will do, it will also create a temporary branch. Okay. Now the temporary branch is, it's taking out this file. If you see this commit ID F548, revert from where it is reverting, it is reverting from your release branch. And if you try to do this, what it will do, it will create a same PR. So this is your temporary branch into release. So what exactly happening? This file is getting deleted. Do you see this sign? And do you see this commit? Revert. Now they are reverting the changes. This file will be deleted. From where you want to delete the file? The file is getting deleted from the release branch. So your this new branch which got created, this new branch has only one commit, that is revert commit, and that means it is deleting the file and removing the file. And from where it is doing? It is doing from the release branch. This is what revert means. Let's go and create a complete this. Do a squash, deleting the temporary branch. So this branch will not be visible after that. Done. Now let's go and see the commit history. Do you see this? Reverted cherry 1. This commit was reverted. If you go inside this, you can see this was reverted. Now if you go into the release branch to see the files, you'll not see the cherry1 file now. The cherry1 file is not visible over here. This is how revert will happen in Azure Repos. So if you come to any scenario wherein there is a wrong commit, or if any of the source code which has been pushed, which has bug, and you want to revert everything, now this is how you will be removing things from your repository. Just keep that in mind. Okay, anyone, any questions? Okay, no problem. So yeah, we have seen tagging, guys. We have seen how the tagging happens. So, not covering this tagging again. So basically we are done with Azure Repos, but there are some important factors. Now when you set up branching and merging strategy, now you're setting up some strategy that only squash should happen between these branches, only merge no fast forward commit should happen. There should be a code reviewer, there should be work items linked. The work item linking is very important, guys. Now why it is important? Because your work item will keep a track of everything whatever you do with that work item. Okay, so linking of work item is very important. Now just imagine a code reviewer has reviewed your code and he has given some feedback that go and change the syntax or anything XYZ as such. Now if we don't have policy in place, the developer can ignore that feedback and simply do a merge and continue with his work. Plus this develop branch, as I said earlier, these four branches, develop, release, feature and master, these are important branches which you will take care. When I say you will, I'm talking about DevOps engineers, okay, which you will be managing and things like that. So you don't want unnecessary commit to come in. You don't want anyone pushing changes directly from the local. You want they should create a PR, then things should happen. So all these are policies which I'm talking about. Now just imagine if there are set of developers and if you just tell them that these are the policies which you need to follow, do you think they will follow your words? Do you think they will go, okay, yeah, so the DevOps engineer said only to do squash between develop and release branch, I should do only squash. Will they listen to you? The answer is no, they will not listen to you. So how do you make them so that they follow the strategy? By setting up policies, by not allowing them. And just imagine from develop to release, if there's a merge, release from release branch, your production deployment happens, guys. Release branch is very important branch. So this is all we'll discuss in the branching and merging strategy. So release branch is very important branch. Now from your release branch, so when the code is getting moved into release branch, you want a code reviewer to review the code. Without a code review, without approval, the thing should not move forward. Now by just saying this, will that happen? No, definitely no. If you have 50, 100 developers, just imagine only 5%, hardly 5% will listen to you. Okay, so all this we cannot dependent on developers. We cannot uh, wait for developers to take action. This is something needs to be forced. We need to force them to follow the strategy, whatever strategy you define. Okay, whatever strategy has been discussed earlier when you're setting up branching and merging strategy, at that time whatever policies has been set, that needs to be forced throughout. How this can be done? By setting up policies. How do we set up policy? Let me show you. Now let's imagine this is the release branch. On the release branch, if you want to set up any policy, you can simply go to three dots. Do you see there's an option of branching policies? Click on this branch policies. See, this is the policies. Now, what is the first policy it is asking for? Require minimum number of reviewers. As I said, if you want to force a developer to get the code reviewed before moving in forward, so this is how you will be doing it. Okay, this is how you will be doing it. You can check this box. You can have how many minimum numbers of reviewers you want. You can select that. Post that. You can. There are some more conditions. Do you want to allow requester to approve the change? Like the one who is creating a PR, do you want him to approve the change? Definitely no. Prohibit the most recent pusher from approving. Allow completion even if some reviewers vote for, wait or reject. Suppose there are two reviewers, one has approved it, one has rejected it. And if you have this box checked, if anyone has approved it, it will go through. If you want both the reviewers to approve, and then you need to don't select this box. When new changes are pushed. So these are more conditions which you can put in. For me, I will do it one for now because I'm the only reviewer, and I'll check this box also because I'll be creating the PR, guys. Obviously, if I want to demonstrate, I'll be creating the PR, I'll be approving it for you. So I'll have this box checked. Okay. The second important, checked for work item linked. So check for work item linked. If you have any work item, so this is very important. This is to encourage traceability. How the work has evolved, what all development, what all commits the developer has done. If you want to check all this, you need to force the developer to link his work, whatever he does, using a work item. Now work items plays a very important role over here. So by seeing the work item, we'll come to know what all things the developer has done. So this is very much required. Okay. So in my case, I don't have a work item. We haven't created any single work item, guys. So I'll keep it optional because if I keep it required, my PR will not get completed. So I'll keep it optional for now. But in reality, it should be required. Check for comment resolution. Now, what exactly this means? So like whatever PR you're creating, imagine you have created a PR. Now there are some comments. There are some comments. Okay. Now what is the expectation? That the developer should go and fix that comments and then come back. If you don't have this box checked, he will not be fixing the comments for you. He can simply ignore it for you. Limit merge type. Now imagine on my release branch, I just want to allow squashing. Imagine we have decided that on my release branch, only I want to allow squashing. Now this is the place wherein I can go and select that. Now this is a strategy I'm setting up for release branch only. Keep that in mind. Now build validation status check. This is more related when you have your build pipeline. For now, include automatic reviewers. Now if you want a list of reviewers to be added automatically, then you can have this option. So this reviewer will automatically be added. If you want to add a group, you can also add a group over here. Okay, save it. So if I come back, how do we check if the policy is set? If you go to the branches, do you see this icon? These icons means the policy has been set. Now how do I test this policy quickly? I can test this policy by creating a PR from develop to release. To change, cherry pick one, cherry pick two. Why cherry pick one is reflecting? Again, it's because of we reverted. That's fine. Now let's put in the message. Merge to release. See, I'm not adding anything over here. Tagging. If you want to tag this change, like it's a web change, you can have a web change tag created. This is good for no filtration later. And if you want to know what exactly this PR was all about, So mostly we keep it like database change, web change. This is such tagging we do over here. So whatever you tag, the tag will be reflecting in your PR also. So this is for good to know information for someone who is viewing your PR. So they will know, okay, there is a web application change and there is a database change over here. Okay. Now if you see this, the required check succeeded, one optional check failed. What are the optional check? Work item must be linked. So this is optional, hence it is showing in an optional tag. Comment must be resolved. So there was no comment. So let's put in a comment. Like imagine now I'm a reviewer. I'm a code reviewer. I'm seeing your PR. I come to this section files. I follow this. Okay, there's some issue with the syntax. I'll just mark it as check syntax. Now this is a comment which I have given. I've given a comment on your line number 1 that there is some syntax issue with your source code. Now if you see there are 2 failures. Comment must be resolved, work item must be linked. Now the developer has to go and fix that comment and he needs to resolve it. So what basically he needs to do, go and fix it. Once the code is fixed, he can come and click on resolve. That's it. Once he resolves it, you can see comment must be resolved is done. Work item must be linked. I don't have a work item, frankly, guys, to link it right now. Let me see if I can get the work item from some other project. Okay, so there is a project and I can link the work item from that project also. So I'm just linking it for now. User story 15. Remember this user story, I'll show you how things will reflect when I go and see the user story 15. This is something we'll do later. For now, just keep this in mind. Now, if you see both the checks are done. The third is this person, Mela DevOps should approve it. This person should approve it. It's in required. If this is not getting approved, your PR will not get completed. So this person should approve. Now imagine that you are in India, you are the developer, you are in India, and your code reviewer is in US. Okay, then you will not wait for him to come and approve it. Then your things will happen. So what you will do, you'll have something called set autocomplete. You'll get this set autocomplete done. Now with this, and second thing, guys, like whenever there's a completion happening, see, you're just getting an option of squash. Nothing else you're getting. Again, a policy set, correct? Now set autocomplete, what exactly it will do? What exactly it will do? It will automatically complete your PR when it gets approved. So you don't have to be seated or don't have to look into your PR that whether it got approved or not and things like that. No, you just set it as a set autocomplete. Now if you see in what option you're getting, cancel autocomplete. Now suppose during your night time when your reviewer is working, at that time he reviewed everything and everything looks good to him, he simply does what? He does a approval. Now once he does the approval, see the PR got completed immediately. Now just imagine you got your build pipeline and release pipeline automatically integrated. So after the PR got completed, your build pipeline will start running automatically. Your deployment will happen automatically after the PR. So this is the automation what we are talking about. Now if you see this, the PR got completed. And now if I go back to my release branch, you can see this. Merge to release. Both the files is there. This is how you will be forcing others to follow your policies. In reality, guys, these are the policies which you will be setting and you will be forcing other developers to follow these policies. Okay. I think there were some questions. No, it's not available by default, Prashant. By a work item is something we need to create. So as of now, we haven't created anything. That is something we'll do in the next, the new topic which I'll start a work item topic. Don't worry. Okay. Are we good? Are we good till here? So that multiple project, that is, those work items are shared across my multiple projects, and I am the administrator, guys. So understand that I have all access on this portal. I can access anything from anywhere. Not just the administrator, I'm the owner of this project. So I can do whatever I want. So hence that was reflecting in my case. That project work item was reflecting when I was creating a PR. But in reality, if you have access just to this project, imagine, you will not have access to my other project. So that PR which you saw, the work item which you saw, that was from this project. If I go to this boards, that was user story 15, correct? Let's go to this boards. So that work item was basically from this project. User story 15. This was the work item. Now I did. Do you see this merge to release? Created 6 minutes ago. So whatever we did, that got merged over here. See this. If I click on it, it will take you to the PR directly. See this. Now using this work item, now this is what is the importance of work item. You start linking things, and just viewing this work item, you'll come to know what all things was done. Okay, just keep this in mind. I'll cover the work item in great details, guys. Don't get confused what is work item and all. This is something will be spending not just couple of days, around 3-4 days, just to understand all this. Okay, so don't worry. That's it from the work item, from the policies. Now this is the policy which we set up at the branch level. Now there are other things. Lock. If you don't want anything to get pushed to any of your branches for some period of time, for example, that there is a release cycle, a release week going on, and during the release week you don't want any development activity to take place. So what you will do, you will go and lock your develop branch so that no one can push it. No one can push anything to your develop branch. So this is the lock which you can use. There are things such as branch security. So this is something I'll cover when we cover the permissions, user management and permissions. At that time I'll cover security, because this security is applicable for branch, pipeline, and many things. So we'll cover this when we cover the user management and permission management topics. Now this is policies you have set at the branch level. If you want to set policy at the repository level, even that is possible, guys. You can go to the project settings at the left hand side down corner. Now if you come down, there's an option of repositories. This is the place. If you want to delete your repository, you can simply delete it. Everyone will not have access to deletion. Again, depending upon what type of access you have, you can go and play around with this. Now this is at the repository level. If you want to set something, there's a policies over here. It's a different set of policies, such as, do you want commit author email validation? Do you want file validation? Do you want case enforcement? If you have any naming, reserve namings, maximum length, maximum size if you want to choose. So maximum, what is the maximum size of push you want to allow? Like suppose the person is doing a 2 GB of push. It's the push biggest push which you're trying to do. If you don't want to allow any such big push, then you can set this up at the repository level that the maximum push size should be of 10 MB, not more than that. If you have anything as such requirement, you can come and do it over here. So this policies, if you set any of the policies, if you set, this will be applicable to the complete repositories which will be created in your project. I'm not talking about the branch policies. I'm talking about the complete repositories, whatever gets created inside your project. This will be applicable for all. Okay. Now, when one important thing, like as you put in a lock on your develop branch, if anyone tries to push directly to your develop branch, it will get failed because there's a lock. So if you want to try it, go to your command line, make changes to the develop branch, and try to do a push to the develop branch and see the error. Okay, try it by yourself. That's a task for you guys. Okay, that's it from Azure Repos, guys. The only thing which is remaining in Azure Repos is branch security. That is something we'll cover later. Tomorrow onwards, we'll start with work item management. So basically, I'll cover this board section for you guys. And this board section is like a story, guys. You need to understand the story first. So we'll have couple of days, we'll understand theory. Now, this is the actual place wherein we'll understand what exactly is DevOps. And there are other frameworks such as Agile, Scrum, and things like that. That is something we'll understand. Then we'll continue with this topic. Okay, so we'll have a theory session tomorrow. That theory is very important. Why it is important? Because if you're working as a DevOps engineer, you should know what exactly is DevOps. DevOps is not just development and operation team coming together. No, that is just a part. Okay, and DevOps is not just tools, guys. Azure DevOps, Jenkins, these are not DevOps. These are just tools. Okay. Now, what exactly is DevOps? What is Agile? What is Scrum? What is a waterfall model? What is Kanban? All this we'll understand tomorrow. Okay. So from tomorrow, we'll start with work item and we'll start with DevOps theory. That is what we'll do for a couple of days. So that's it for me today. If anyone has any questions, please do let me know before we go and wind up the call for today. Anyone, any questions, any doubt? Anyone tried doing the assignments? Has any issues with the assignments? Please do let me know. Anyone? No one? Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Let's meet up tomorrow and let's continue with this DevOps topics. Bye bye.